the case number 1 is of 1 by 10 plus 1 by 100 plus 1 divided by 1000 plus dash dash, there are of n terms in it. Then now let us see. So here I am going to treat the first term as 1 by 10, the second term is of 1 by 100, the third term is of 1 by 1000. So generally the first term, that is T1, can be written by means of a, that is the small a is equals to 1 by 10. By observing this series, we can write it as, we can assume it as the geometric progression. So here let us find out the, what I say here, common ratio, R, the common ratio. So here the common ratio is of, as per the question, the given series 0.7 plus 0.77 plus dash dash up to n terms is of the GP. Therefore we got this case number 1 from it. Therefore these terms will be in GP. So here R is equals to, that is the common ratio is equals to, the condition is of T2 by T1, or else we can write it as T3 by T2. So now, so that implies T2, the second term, is of 1 divided by 100 overall divided by T1, the first term, is of 1 by 10. That equals to T3, the third term, is of 1 by 1000 overall divided by the second term is of 1 by 100. Then now that implies it is in the form of A divided by B overall divided by C by D. Similarly here also. So here we know that, but A divided by B overall divided by C divided by D can be written as A divided by D, the numerator bracket is written as it is. Here there is of division symbol, instead of division symbol I am going to write it as the multiplication symbol. So when division is converted into the multiplication, then the denominator, that is in the C by D, will becomes D by C, that is the reciprocal of C by D is of D by C. Similarly, based upon this logic, so I want to write the present logical step as, so here 1 by 100 division symbol as into symbol, then now 1 by 10 as 10 by 1 in the first case is equals to, similarly here also the same, 1 by 1000 into 1 by 100 as 100 by 1 as the D by C. So here, so 1 and 1 gets cancelled. Similarly we can cancel here 1 and 1, 10 ones in the numerator, 10 tens in the denominator. So 100 ones in the numerator, 100 tens in the denominator is of 1000. So that implies, so here 1 divided by 10 is equals to 1 divided by 10, that is R value is equals to 1 by 10 when T2 by T1, then when T3 by T2 is also of 1 by 10. Therefore R value is common throughout the series, hence it is in the form of geometric progression. Now the series is in geometric progression. Then now, so R is equals to 1 by 10, but when we divide 1 by means of 10, so we can write in the decimal form. So here let us write the numerator 1 as it is. So I wrote the numerator 1 as it is, but we are dividing with 1 followed by 1 0. So when 1 followed by zeros, the procedure is of, the direct procedure is of, when 1 followed by only zeros, so here it must be of only 1 followed by zeros, the numerator is of 1, but in this 10 there is of only 1 0, there is of only 1 0. So here from the right side we have to count only one digit, then place a point, then we can write as a 0, because there is of 1 0, we are counting only one digit and we are placing a point, that is decimal, then we can write as many zeros as we can on the left hand side. So here 1 by 10 is equals to 0.1, or in other words we can divide 1 by means of 10 in the ordinary division, so we can get it as 0.1. So in this manner I got, so R value as 0.1, but it is 0, it is less than 1, this 0 is less than 1, hence we can write it as R value is less than 1. So here therefore R, the common difference, is less than 1. When R value is less than 1, then plus, so here, so this plus indicates the sum, so we have to find out the sum of all these n terms. So here it can be given by means of sum of the n terms. So in order to get the sum of n terms, so here it will depends upon the r value which is less than 1. Then therefore the next logical step will be of, so here sum of n terms is equals to, since r is less than 1, so here a into 1 minus r to the power of n overall divided by 1 minus r. So this condition is applicable when r is less than 1. So here based upon this formula we are finding the sum of n terms of the case number 1. So here in case number 1 the sum of n terms is equals to, so here as per the sequence, that is 1 by 10 plus 1 by 100 plus dash dash. So here a is of 1 by 10 and r is of 0.1, or in other words 1 by 10. 1 by 10 or 0.1. So a is of 1 by 10 and r is also of 1 by 10. So here we can replace in this formula. So here a is of 1 by 10 bracket 1 minus r value is of 1 by 10 but whole to the power of n, which is unknown, overall divided by, so 1 minus r. 1 minus r is again 1 by 10. Here a is of 1 by 10 and r is also of 1 by 10, or in other words we can write it as 0.1. So based upon these values, so here we wrote this logical step. Then now that implies sum of n terms implies 1 by 10 bracket 1 minus, so it is in the form of a by b whole power m. So here we can write it as a by b whole power m can be written as, so m, that is exponent will be applicable for both numerator and denominator. We can write it as a power m divided by b power m. So based upon this principle, so we can write it as 1 power n overall divided by 10 power n bracket close. So overall divided by, so here we can write it as the denominator is of 1. So for 1 and 10 I am going to take the LCM as 10. Numerator 1 written as it is, so multiplied with 1 number of times to get this 10 is of 10. So 1 tenths is of 10 minus numerator 1 is written as it is into 10 ones is of 10. So 10 ones is of 10. So here bracket close. Then now the next logical step will be of s of n is equals to 1 by 10 bracket 1 minus 1 to the power of anything will be of 1 overall divided by 10 power n bracket close, divided by 10 ones is of 10 minus 1. So we can write it as 10 minus 1 overall divided by 10 again. So 10 minus 1 is of 9. So we can write it as s of n is equals to 1 by 10 bracket 1 minus 1 by 10 to the power of n as per the previous logical step divided by, so here 10 minus 1 is of 9 divided by 10. So 9 divided by 10. It is in the form of a by b. So here it is of multiplication. So I want to write it as, so that implies 1 by 10 overall divided by 9 by 10 multiplied with the bracket 1 minus 1 by 10 to the power of n. So here it is in the form of a by b divided by c by d. We can cancel the denominators, or in other words we can write as here a by b divided by c by d as a by b into d by c. Then now the next logical step will be of, that implies s of n is equals to 1 by 10, instead division symbol I wrote it as into, then the reciprocal of 9 by 10 as 10 by 9 into 1 minus the bracket same, so 1 by 10 to the power of n bracket close. So 10 and 10 gets cancels. So we can write it as s of n equals to 1 divided by 9 into 1 minus 1 by 10 to the power of n. Then now here, so S of n is the case number 1, but the case number 1 is of one by 10 plus case number 1 is of 1 by 10 plus 1 by 100 plus 1 by 1000 plus dash dash up to n terms. So now so that implies, or else, so S of n is equals to 1 by 9. So when we take the LCM here, LCM will be of 10 to the power of n. When we cross multiply, because there is of no denominator, it will be of 1. So here when the denominator is of 1, we can cross multiply directly. So 1 into 10 to the power of, so here 1 into 10 to the power of n minus, so 10 to the power of n, 10 to the power of n gets cancels, there is of only 1. So in this manner, so here we got, so that implies S of n is equals to 1 by 9 into 1 into 10 power n is of 10 power n minus 1 overall divided by 10 power n. Then now, but this S of n in the first case is given by means of, so here instead of this S of n, I want to write it as 1 by 10. So here therefore plus 1 by 100 plus 1 by 1000 plus dash dash up to n terms is given by means of 1 by 9 into 10 power n minus 1 overall divided by 10 power n. Then now, but as per the question which is given to us, the sum of n terms, that is 0.7 plus 0.77 plus 0.777 up to n terms is given by means of. So here we got, so here S of n is equals to 7 by 9 bracket n minus of this case number 1. So here we can write this equation number 1, say once again. So here 7 by 9 into n minus, S of n is equals to 7 by 9 into n minus from equation number 1, that is S of n is equals to 7 divided by 9 into n minus, so within the small brackets there is of 1 by 10 plus 1 by 100 plus 1 by 1000 plus dash dash, there are of n terms in it. So here in this equation we supposed this also by means of S of n, but as per the previous logical step we got 1 by 10 plus 1 by 100 plus 1 by up to n terms is of 1 by 9 into 10 power n minus 1 by 10 power n. So instead of this left hand side bracket we can replace by means of 1 by 9 into 10 power n minus 1 divided by 10 power n. Then now S of n is equals to 7 by 9 bracket n minus, so within the small bracket, that is the flower brackets, so I want to write instead of 1 by 10 plus 1 by 100 plus 1 by 1000, so I can replace by means of 1 by 9 into 10 power n minus 1 by 10 power n. So 1 by 9 into 10 power n minus 1 overall divided by 10 power n. So here, so I have replaced this instead of 1 by 10 plus 1 by 100 plus dash dash up to n terms, then flower brackets close and the square brackets. Then now, so that implies 7 by 9 n minus 1 into 10 power n minus 1 as 10 power n minus 1 within the brackets overall divided by 9 into 10 power n, it is a 9 dot 10 power n, that is 9 into 10 power n. So here in this manner I got, say sum of n terms equals to 7 by 9 into n minus 10 to the power of n minus 1 divided by 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into 10 to the power of n.